Welcome into lesson 33, everyone. Today we're discussing major versus minor intervals. So as we think back to lesson 32, we have perfect intervals and we have major intervals that occur in our major scale. And intervals that are half steps smaller than a major interval are called minor intervals. And we can do that two different ways. And let's take a look at our first way. Okay, so right now we have two intervals. We have a C to a D, which is going to be our major second. And when you write these, my handwriting is not the best, I apologize, but try and make a big distinction between a uppercase M and a lowercase m for the major versus the minor. So right now we have a major second, we have a C to a D, and we're going to make that a half step smaller to form a minor second. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to lower the upper note by just a half step from a major interval to a minor interval. So we have our C to a D, and we're going to lower that a half step. So we're going to turn that into a D flat. So now this becomes a minor second. And one thing you can do if you have really terrible handwriting or you just want to make it abundantly clear is you can put a little dash over that lowercase m. All right, so let's keep going here. So we have a C to an E, which is our major third. And again, we're going to go to the upper note and we're going to lower it by a half step. So we're going to turn it to an E flat, and that's going to give us our minor third. Okay, so let's go up to our, just dealing with our major intervals right now. So our major 6, C to A, take the top note, lower it a half step, it becomes a minor 6, C to A flat, and finally our C to B, which is a major 7th. Again, take that B natural to B flat, and we have a minor 7th. So we're just lowering that top note by a half step. Now the other way to do that is we can raise the lower note by a half step instead of dropping the top note by a half step. And I'll do this down here at the bottom. So we have, let's take a major third. So we have C to A flat, or A flat to C, because remember these all work if we're thinking in the key of A flat, B flat, C, just right up our major scale. So if I want to take this major third, but I'm not going to touch the top note because we already did that, I'm going to bring that bottom note up a half step. So the C stays the same and the A flat becomes A natural. So that gets us a minor third. So again, if we have a top note and a bottom note, we can take the top note down a half step, or we can take the bottom note up a half step. So again, we're decreasing those intervals to give us a minor interval, but we're only moving one of those notes by a half step.